Good morning, everyone. We're back with part 5 of this garage drawing. It's taking a little bit longer than I thought. So I wasn't able to stream the past couple days because I was at the Tucson, Arizona Comic Con, working, selling my artwork there. Alright, anyway, we'll wait for people to roll into the chat. Other than that, we're just going to get started. Let me share this on Facebook. On the face space. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay, so I'll do those tires in Photoshop. Oh, we're working on the engine right now. Okay. Hey, Anime Lily. Lena. Yeah, hopefully we can have this done like really soon. So I have this piece going on. Could finish it up. I need to have these done hopefully by this weekend because I have Bakersfield. I have to work at Bakersfield Comic Con this weekend. And I would like to have some new art prints up. Hey, thanks, Rich Diamond. So last night, I went out to go watch Doctor Strange. Very good. And I didn't really know anything about Doctor Strange going in. The only thing I know about him was like what I learned through Spider-Man, because I guess they're kind of buddies. They kind of show up a lot. Hey, Veritas. I mean, you can go ahead and ask away. I'm not sure if I can answer all your questions, but go for it. I don't know. I don't really have like a I don't want to use the word flamboyant, but I don't really have that like crazy YouTube personality type of deal that people gravitate towards. You know, I'm just a guy who likes to draw and talk about drawing and random stuff. So that's probably the thing that's keeping me from getting a lot of subscribers. Is I'm just, you know, I don't do like giveaways and I don't make tutorials. I'm just kind of showing my artwork here. So I mean, while I would like more subscribers, I understand why I don't have more. The question is, how do I go about coloring my art? When I color, what I will do is I'll do everything grayscale first, black and white. Well, not black and white, but grayscale to get the shading and the values down. And once you do that, you can add color on top of it. Gee, ouch. How much time in the day do I spend doing art? If you're talking how much time do I literally draw, like how much time do I have my pen down onto the pad, it floats somewhere between six plus hours of actual drawing. And the rest of it is dealing with my art business. Emails, shipping stuff out, getting things printed, prepping conventions, and getting hotels and all that adult stuff. So, regarding my overall art career, it's 24/7, but literally drawing, it's about six minimum usually. When I have a big project going on, like that League of Legends or that Pokemon, when I have, excuse me, when I have a big project going on, like that League of Legends or that Pokemon drawing, I'll spend like 18 hours drawing. Then I'll go to sleep for like 4 hours, and I'll wake up and I'll just do it over again. Oh, shoot. What program do you use? I use Corel Painter. What tablet would you recommend? Would you recommend buying on a... Wait, what? What program do you use? What would you recommend for buying a screen tablet? I'm using a Wacom Cintiq. Do I have custom brushes? No, I don't use custom brushes. I am not good at making them. So I just find brushes that are preloaded into whatever program I'm using. And then just I just get better with those brushes. I don't do a lot of texture work. I find custom brushes work really well. Like they're really good if you want to do a lot of texture stuff, and I just don't do that. So I don't. It doesn't really hurt me or help me to have like custom brushes. What software am I using? I'm using Corel Painter. Um, yeah, what program would be good? Sketchbook Pro is really good, or Sketchbook Lite. But I've said this before. It's like any program is good. No, not Microsoft Paint, but any like drawing program from Autodesk Sketchbook to Corel Painter to Manga Studio, they're all really good. All of them. You just gotta pick yours and stick with it and get good with it. Have bolts right here connecting down. That's what I said. I use a Wacom Cintiq. If you because you said you want a screen tablet, right? Buy on a screen drawing tablet. That's what I mean. Yeah. Yeah. The program Corel Painter, Manga Studio, Sketchbook Pro or Sketchbook Lite. They're all any program is good as long as you learn how to use it. Um, why do I draw so much? Oh, it's my job. That's why. If I stop drawing, then I die. So I have to keep drawing. Honestly, I think that would be. I would totally do that. Like, this is gonna sound weird, but if I could hook up like my heart to some kind of reader that knows when I stop drawing, I would do that just to keep me drawing all the time. If you didn't understand, what tablet would you recommend to buy someone? Oh, like a mobile. You know, you could just get an iPad, or not an iPad, a Surface Pro. I've actually drawn on a Surface Pro, and again, it's just another one of those things where if you're good, like if you know what you're doing with both the program and, you know, as an artist, if you're good at drawing, you can make some amazing artwork. Like Art Germ, I don't know if you're familiar with that artist. He will do sketches when he travels on an iPad, and they look just as good as anything anyone could make on a friggin' Cintiq. But that's because he's really good. So if you're just getting started, don't spend a whole bunch of money getting like an expensive tablet. Just get good. Just get good first as an artist. Buy like an iPad Pro, or just buy an iPad or a Surface because they're cheap and you could draw on those while you're mobile. Hey Jensen. No, Philip, what's up? Who inspired me to draw? Nobody really. I just like drawing. Now, if you're asking who I like to see draw, who I admire Adam Hughes, Art Germ, and Kim Jong-gi. What approach do you take when it comes to sketching, and what advice would you give someone who's looking into getting it as a career? Regarding sketching, you just have to sketch a lot. Just like do it all the time. That's the best advice for sketching. What was it as a advice as a career? If you're lazy or you like to take time off, then you can't be an artist. Like, it's just not gonna work. Well, I guess if you're lucky and you get really popular on social media, then you could be lazy, I guess. But if you want to do art as a career, you just can't be lazy. Like, you have to be producing like all the time, and if you're not physically producing, you need to be planning things out, or you just have to be productive all the time. But I guess that's true with any career, though, right? But yeah, specifically as an artist, because your product, the product that you'll be making all your money off of is based solely around the amount of work you're willing to put in. So if you have any semblance of laziness, I wouldn't recommend doing it. That's just my personal opinion. Like, I'm sure other people will tell you otherwise. Like, oh, you could take days off. I'm like, no, fuck you. Don't promote laziness. Hey, Lena. I've been using a Wacom Intuos pen and touch for over a year. Need to upgrade to a larger Wacom tablet. If you want a larger tablet, the only thing Wacom offers is, I don't know what size Intuos you have. You can get the large Intuos because they have different sizes for those. Why am I having trouble with this fucking turbo? Or you can go ahead and buy a Cintiq. But Cintiqs are like $3,000. Ugh, that turbo looks all wonky and it's bothering me. But I also kind of don't care, so I'm How did your family feel when they saw you draw? That's a good question. My family was cool with it. I have a really supportive family, though. Even, no matter what I wanted to do, because I've hopped around careers quite a bit. And my family has always been supportive. Their idea was just always, as long as you are trying to be productive, like you're genuinely trying to do something, then they were cool with it. So when they saw me draw, they were very supportive of it. And when I told them I wanted to make it a career, they were pretty much just like, well, if you're going to do it, you better, like, actually do it. Don't pussyfoot around it. So they're supportive, but they were stern because they're Asian, so they're like that. Well, it depends which Cintiq you get. I have the 13 Cintiq, and that only cost me at the time $1,000, which is 800. Yeah. But he said that Veritas said they wanted a big tablet, like a big one. I don't think the 13 Cintiq is like that big. I'm gonna take this into Photoshop because there's a lot of like shapey shape things that I need to. How do you tell if your art is good or bad? Like, okay, so Dante asks, how do you tell if your art is good or bad? Like, I'm pretty sure my art is just mediocre, but people tell me it's good. I would really want to ask for an opinion, but don't want to bother you. Okay, so I won't be able to like review your work here on the stream or anything. I just don't like doing that in front of other people. But how do you tell if your artwork is good or bad? Because you're never really going to be satisfied with your own artwork, and we've talked about this on another live stream. It's the artist curse. Say you draw something, and you're at hold on, hold on. Let me give you a visual explanation of what's going on. Okay. Okay. Okay, so this is you. You drew something, alright? Let's say you drew something and the drawing is like a level 5 drawing, okay? And you're like, oh man, that's okay, that's pretty good. But people around you who don't know anything about art, or maybe lesser artists, they're probably like at level 1 to 4. If they see it, they're gonna be like, oh wow, that's awesome, right? And then you're gonna be like, no, it's not. It's not. And then as you draw, as you continue drawing, you're gonna keep leveling up, right? So let's say you started drawing at level 6, okay? And it was really hard and you put a lot of work into it. By the time the drawing is done, you will be at level 7, okay? But the drawing will be at level 6. So you will not be happy looking at that in the same way that they're happy looking at that. So every time you draw something, you're just going to get better and better, and you're going to forever hate everything that you draw. That's just how you're going to feel, man. So it's kind of a mental block, but that's kind of a good explanation as to what's going on in your brain with that art. And at least I know for me, I'm super critical about my own work. Hold on. So the best thing to do is to just honestly just keep producing work, and I don't know, like that's really all you can do. Oh shoot. Sorry. What's going on? Oh, sorry, my computer is acting up. Yeah, so sorry. You just have to keep producing artwork regardless of how you feel. I mean, I'm sure that the way other people speak about your artwork doesn't really affect you that much. Like, it'll be nice for people to praise your work, but at the end of the day, I'm sure a lot of us don't really give a shit, right? It's more about your internal thought process where you're like, oh, my artwork sucks. You know, that seems to be the bigger issue than what other people think. So you can go ahead and feel that, but you just have to keep producing artwork. That's really the only thing to do. While I'm here, let's get all these circles out of the way. What does one do when people from other communities want to see your art, but you're too afraid they'll think of you as some 10-year-old kid who's too immature for shit? Okay, so you're asking what do you do? What do you do when people from other mostly mature communities want to see your art, but you're too afraid they'll think you're man, just whatever. Like if they want to see your art, like if they're openly asking to see your artwork, just show it to them. Show it to them, and who cares what they say? Like, I go to a lot of conventions, comic book anime conventions, and I get all kinds of different people looking at my artwork, and I get all kinds of opinions. 99% from people that I didn't ask opinions from regarding my art. And mostly it's positive, but you'll get it occasionally. There are some people who are just like either unaware that they're being like dicks, or they think they're better than you, or they were expecting something else, or there's an infinite amount of reasons why people will say something about your artwork that you may not like. So just go ahead and show them. Who cares? Oh, you're worried about the president voting deal? Yeah, yeah. I don't really give a shit. It's like I spent a while like thinking about it really, really hard. I was like, which one? Which one? Who do I want to vote for? And then I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna vote. I don't give a shit. I had that realization when I was laying down. I was like, I guess I'm just not gonna vote because I don't like either of these people. Yeah. No, 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 don't get me wrong. I have a major nose on both of them. It's like I couldn't find a reason for either of them. So I was like, oh well. Yeah, I not to get too political, but I was watching a like an an economist talk about the bigger ramifications. They're all like, well, if Trump is voted, then what that will do, there's a good chance that's going to create instability in like foreign markets, which will really hurt a lot of stuff. Um, and I didn't consider that at the time. And well, I guess you know. But anyway, I legit don't care. I'm fucking over it. I don't really get why we swap out here in the States, why we swap out leaders every 4 years. Like, doesn't it take 4 years to get good at a job? Like, if if you are building, let's say you're building model airplanes, all right? Not even real airplanes. Let's say model airplanes. And you've been practicing doing that for like 4 years. And then you're like, "Hey, I'm really good at this. I'm going to switch hobbies now." Like, I never understood that. I'm like, "Why don't we get it? Like, why aren't the terms longer? Why isn't it like 10 years?" Of course, I don't know anything about politics, so whatever. Like, we keep we keep doctor we keep doctors around from Doctor Who. We keep doctors around longer than we keep presidents, dude. Like, come on. When did you feel like drawing? Like today or in general? Yeah, I just don't pay attention. Like I used to be so into like politics and religion and like um just in very mentally involved in that kind of thing, and I realized that it was exhausting me over things that I genuinely, I guess, overall didn't care about. It was just something to argue about. And I think that's what a lot of people are doing. They just have nothing else going on, so they just want to argue over shit that ultimately doesn't matter. Can you see my face? If you follow me on my Instagram, I put my face on there all the time. Link to my Instagram is in the description. Like, follow, subscribe. No, but I'm not like shy about showing my face. I just don't have a webcam set up right now, so I can't do that right now. But go to my Instagram. You can see my face there. The beard is actually a new thing. I'm super Asian, so I can't grow a full connecting beard. So that is the extent of what I'm physically able to grow, and I've been trying to grow that for like 2.5 months now. Oh, thanks, Nikolai. Alright. Man, when I look at you without beard, you look very younger. Yeah, I look completely different without a beard. All right, so what's the total number of people smoking in this piece? I don't know I don't know, I can check later. I don't know, maybe like 5? I don't know. We'll see when I zoom back out. Um, so I went to Tucson, Arizona this past weekend for the Tucson Comic Con, and it was okay. It's a little slow. Um, but so the show ended at 5:30 p.m. Uh, and I packed up and I drove 10 hours home that night. It was incredible. I think I almost crashed like 3 times just from falling asleep at the wheel. Do I have any other hobbies besides artwork? No. Drawing is like this. I do this for a living. Drawing is my job. It's my life. It's pretty much keeps me going. Well, I guess I like to go to the gym. for recreation. Like me some farmer's walks. So that's a good question. What's a hobby that you all have? Do you like genuinely not remember, or are you just... No, I have people smoking in my... I have background people smoke in my drawings to make it look busier. Because you don't want to just have people standing around. You want to have people doing something in everything that you draw. And an easy solution to that is to just have everyone smoking. That looks ugly. Need to fix that car. Take these guys out. Anime, cubing, cubing. Anything could be a hobby. So yeah, TV counts. So the thing that's going to take the longest, because we're basically done with this drawing now. Like, the thing that's going to take the longest now are drawing the chains. I guess I should finish the engine. Then we'll be done. Ah, okay. Okay. No, I only sleep for like 3 or 4 hours a night. You're fine. Freeze plugs. Ah, what instruments do you play? I don't remember if I've asked you that before in the past. Oh, jeez. Hold on real quick. There's a wild Tauros right next to me. Gonna catch his ass real quick. Alright. That's how we do it on the live stream here. I should just use the circle tool for this. Let's see what else we can get done without needing to use a tool. Whether or not you should move from your school to an art school. It's not digital, of course, but art nonetheless, plus the right programs I can print digitally. The only reason I didn't go to art school was I had gone to school for something else, and like student loans happened, and I couldn't afford to do like an art school. So everything was available online for me. But I feel like you can't really put a price, or not, excuse me, you can't put, I mean, they definitely put a price. You can't, I feel like having human interaction when learning art, I don't think that there's anything quite like that. I don't think you can get that same experience by teaching yourself online. I feel like having some type of community or even a master to learn from is the best way to do it. I don't know. That's your call. But I like the whole socializing with people I don't know is intimidating. Yeah, socializing, most artists are introverts. Socializing sucks, but I mean, if it's for your craft, if it's so you can get better at your art, then who cares? That's done. That's done. No alternator. Well, yeah, while the knowledge and the information, like the courses and all that stuff, is available on the internet, I do have to agree that, like I said earlier, I don't feel like there's any type of substitute for learning from other people, or, especially with a master, like I said, if you have someone there actually trying to teach you stuff, who knows what they're talking about. I think that's a superior way to learn, but not the only way to learn. Because I've learned all my stuff online. Everything I know was just internet stuff and practice. I think I'm doing pretty good. Brake booster will be on the other side. Need that. Flip that around. Oi. So I live a pretty solitary type of life. The only time I ever go out is to go to conventions, to go work. Um, I don't really have any artist friends, I don't have anyone that I can talk to about artwork, and sometimes it makes it a little hard. Like chatting online is fun, but for the most part, well, not for the most part, but when it comes down to it, a lot of the people that I talk to online aren't really my friends, they're just like random people sometimes, and that's like the best I can do. So every now and then, if I do find some people who are into art, um, that I can interact with in person, it's like amazing to me. So to be able to go to a school and experience that all the time, I think is it's pretty fucking cool. Well, in general, most people don't really understand the amount of work that goes into any craft unless they've done it themselves. And this engine is looking really tall, but it's too late. I'm over it. Like, oh, I noticed that a lot of the questions that are coming up are regarding like how other people will see your work or feel, and I'm like, who cares? Maybe start a gathering or club in my neighborhood. There are like art societies here, but then that runs into the same problem. Like, okay, here, check this out. All right, I was at fucking hold on, my alarm is going off. Ah. Okay. all right, so check this, right? I was at the Tucson Comic Con this past weekend. I had my artist table there, I was doing my thing. Somebody comes up and she's like, "Hey, we have this convention in El Paso, Texas." I was like, "Oh, okay, that's cool." We talked for a bit and she asked me what medium that I use. And I told her most of my work is digital, or some of it is brush pen and I touch it up digitally. And she had this look like, "Oh, I thought you were actually drawing it." And I was like, "You fucking bitch, I swear to God, how are you going to walk around and ask, you're going to go walk around an artist alley with 90% digital work, 100% printed work, and you're going to say something like that? Like, how fucking offensive is that to walk around and say that to someone, So she handed me the flyer and I just ripped it up and I was like, I swear to God, just get the fuck away from my table. I didn't say that because I needed to make money and I didn't want to get kicked out of the show, but like I was in awe that she would walk around promoting a convention that has artists and say that. So, hold up. I'm gonna call you out. Let me find out. What is it called? El Paso. Damn it, I don't know where I put the thing. Like, I wrote it down, but you know who you are, you fucking bitch. On the 100% chance that she's not watching this. Like getting comments like that on online, that's fine, Like not everyone understands like the process of creating artwork and stuff. Like it's whatever. People don't know that stuff. So if they comment stuff like that about digital art online, that's understandable, right? Don't walk around and be like, fucking come to my convention. Anyway, I thought that was a fun story. Wanted to share that with you guys. Share that with you guys. Oh man, I have so many funny convention stories. I can make like a whole YouTube channel just telling you the funny shit or annoying things that have happened at these conventions. Yeah, Nicola, yeah, a lot. I mean, I combined it. A lot of people will use one or the other or combine it or touch it up digitally in some way. In my opinion, if you have something that's completely traditional, but you scan it in and then you do something as simple as alter the contrast, You still altered it digitally, and that doesn't make you any better or any worse than anyone else. It's all just, is the end result good? That's all that matters. As long as you didn't steal anything and the end result is good, who gives a shit? Like, actually, for me, is more difficult to work and do. Yeah, digital art for me is way harder. Like, you know how this drawing has taken me like 45 hours to finish? That's an exaggeration, but it's taken me a long time to finish. If I was doing this with a traditional pen, I could have finished this in like 4 hours. But digital, it takes so much longer for me. Oops. There you go. Hey, Prince. Actually, yeah, let me zoom out real quick so you guys can see what I'm drawing for anyone who's just joined us. They're a teacher. Their job is to nag you. Suck it up. You chose to go to school and take that teacher. Hold on, let me get the line of motion down. Where it's gonna hook on here. Gonna go around. Wait. Let's look heavy. Straight here. Contact there. Straight. Contact there. Tricky. So the question is, do I feel like I'm too antisocial? No, I am the exact amount of antisocial I choose to be. So if it's gonna connect, it's gonna bombard. Be tight right there. Compound there. Okay. Hey Prince, how did I do this? I just sketched it out first, and now I'm going over it with more detail. So with chains, there's going to be a lot of copy pasting because I don't have the patience to do the chains right now. I have invested a little bit too much time into this drawing. I think it's because I'm talking with you guys. Live streaming is great, like I love it, but it has its ups and downs with productivity. Like having you guys watch me while I draw keeps me accountable for my work. It makes me keep working. But at the same time, I'm working slower. So it's like, do I draw for 3 hours at 70, like, am I going to live stream for 3 hours working at 75%? Or am I going to draw for an hour and a half at 100%? You know? Oops. Come on. Okay, so I watched Doctor Strange last night. Don't spoil anything for people who are in the comments. Alright, don't be a dick. But what'd you guys think? If you've seen it, what did you think of Doctor Strange? Alright, see you later. It's a lot of fun. I'm not leaving. I was saying bye to the other person. Oh, damn it. All right, see ya. Oi. Yeah. All right. Oh my god. That'll make things faster. Oh shit, that Tauros from like 20 minutes ago escaped. You need to study for your biology exam tomorrow. I'll read that stuff. What is on your bucket list for 2017? What's on my bucket list for 2017? Initially, oh, fuck. You know what? I say this every year, but it never happens. Like, I want to pay off my student loans by the end of next year. I wanted to pay them off by the end of this year, but like, shit. So yeah, that's my depressing fucking thing that I want done in 2017. Like, they've just been a splinter in my brain for too long, and I'm really fucking over student loans. So that goes back to the thing about you going to school. If it's gonna create student loans for you, you might want to think about it. Put more thought into it. You know what I'm saying? Because those things will suck the soul out of you. Anyway, um, okay, no, but real talk. Bucket list for 2017. I need to have the first issue of my comic completely done sometime next year. I'm not rushing it. I want it to look a certain way. I want the dialogue to feel a certain way. And I don't plan to be like a long term comic book creator or anything. I just want to tell this one story that I've wanted to do for a long time. Tell it and just be done with it. So I have that. First issue of that. I genuinely want to have 50,000 subscribers by the end of next year. I do believe I can do that. I think that's manageable considering the projects that I have coming up. Let's see. I think that's it. I think I just want to be debt free by the end of next year. You know, I want to have my car paid off. I want to have all my student loans paid off. I want to have my comic made. You know, I guess I just overall want to be in a better place than I am now. So, but you know, doesn't everyone want that? Um, yeah, nothing specific. That's pretty much it. I've been writing the story for like I have the overarching story in my brain, but I need to separate it into 12 volumes. Very episodic style volumes. And there are certain themes that I want to hit and particular stories that I want to tell. So, and trying to find the balance of what theme to go with which particular story with which character is like the hard part, which I have mostly figured out. But getting the visual style regarding like the color palette and like how the environment I want to look for each particular one, that's where the hard stuff comes in, and that's what takes the most time. You always wanted to write a book, but you give up too fast. Yeah, it takes a long time, man. Like, anytime you come up with an idea, just jot it down somewhere, like in a little notepad or in your phone, and then write that down somewhere, and then have all your ideas in one spot. And then after a few weeks, few months, you'll have enough random thoughts to work with. What's the comic called? I am holding that to myself for now. I'm holding back as much info about it as I can. Just because when I release it, I really just want to release it. Like, I want it to just be there. So the idea is I want to, I want to finish the first issue, fully complete it, release it for free, and then I'm going to make a Kickstarter for it, and hopefully that'll help get some funds going so I can do the comic full time. Because if I do the comic half and half, like half comic, half traveling for conventions, I'm never gonna get the comic done. Like, it just won't work because comics take so much time and conventions take so much time and energy. So I'm gonna finish the first issue, release it for free, and then based on that, start a Kickstarter and say, hey, if you like what you see, then let's fucking do this. And that's what's going to be happening next year for me. Am I excited for Sun and Moon? I am. I pre-ordered my game at GameStop. They didn't have me write down which version. They just said, okay, you pre-ordered, come in and pick up whichever one you want. Which to me sounds kind of weird, but whatever. Um, I will be redoing that whole poster. I will. Once I finish playing the game, we will start the live streams back up, and I will update it live on YouTube like I did when I first drew it. So actually, that's pretty soon. So within the next 3 weeks, I will be updating it. Like I'll be on here, drawing it. We're not going to just add to it. We're actually going to be redrawing the whole thing. Oh, hey Lyra. I don't like to do logos for companies. I did that for a while, and I was like, I don't know, they're just so much more difficult to deal with than illustrations. I don't know what it is. It's just annoying. I don't deal with that anymore. Oh, thanks, Lyra. Yeah, you know me. You know how I operate mentally. It's just like I've updated the Pokemon poster twice now. And I just feel like it'd be kind of lazy to just add on to it. Uh, and I want to, I want to up the resolution. I want to sharpen the line work because I've gotten better as an artist. And some of the Pokemon, I'm not gonna lie, a little wonky. Maybe the fatigue of doing the project back then was a bit more than I could handle at the time. So some of the Pokemon are a little wonky looking, like some of their eyeballs and all that stuff. Like I can make them look so much better, so I'm going to. Whoops! God damn it! Okay. There. Uh, okay, so I don't know why I said yes, but I needed the money, and they are simple logos. Well, yeah, I mean, if you need the money, take any job, right? I'm down with that. Like, I get that. What starter am I choosing? I don't know. Like, I've been staying away from all spoilers from Pokemon Sun and Moon. I have no idea what to expect. I'm leaning towards the owl right now, the grass one, because I think it has the coolest design. But that's all I know. That's where I'm leaning towards now. I don't know how I'm gonna feel when I get the game. Yeah, Lyra. Always be happy that you have the first one because. Sorry. Yeah, because you can't get those anymore. And a lot of people want them, apparently. Yeah, when I'm at conventions and people are, they're like, why does it say third edition on it? I'm like, well, it's because I've updated it twice. Well, can I get the first edition? No, you can't. How do I say no to doing a logo for a client? It's easy. When they say, hey, can you make me a logo? I'm like, no, I don't do logos. There you go. The end. No. Like I said, I tried to stay away from all spoilers for that game. I ruined Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire for myself because I was just, Nintendo, they revealed like everything about that game. So it's like when you're playing, all you're doing is just you're sitting there and you're like, well, when is this going to happen? When is that going to happen? Where are all these updates? I know that they have this update, so when is it? Or I know that they added this to the game, so when am I going to find that? So I don't know. I want to go into this game blind. Just it'll be just more fun that way. All right. Yeah, I saw the pictures of that, which I was mad. I was like, oh, I knew I shouldn't have gone online today. I know what you're talking about. We're not going to say it here just in case we mess it up for anyone else, but I saw that. So fan-made Pokemon games actually take a tremendous amount of work, like a tremendous amount. I in the early 2000s, because that's how old I am, they had this program called RPG Maker, and this was during its first like incarnation, and it was essentially you build an RPG with pre-made, like you design the commands, you design the maps, you use either pre-made characters or your own characters, you determine damage stats, all that shit, everything. And you could spend like, I'm serious, like 15 hours playing around on that. Like 15 hours a day playing around on that. And after a couple of weeks, you might have a little bit of what's like a playable stage. So to do a pre-made any kind of game, especially Pokemon, it was a tremendous amount of work. So best of luck to you. I'm sure you can do it. There are probably templates you could just download now and just change. Um, Oops. Especially for pre-made, like fan Pokemon games. I'm sure that there's some kind of template you can just download now. If someone were to offer me $300 to do a logo, would I say yes or no to doing it? I would ask, like, what's involved. I would ask what it's being used for. Because if they're like a company, like a real company, and they make money, like real money, and they want you to design their logo that they're going to use for everything, they're going to use it to promote everything they do from now on, like forever, and that's how they're going to make their money, and they're only offering $300, I'd tell them no. Yes, I've been a Pokemon fan since 97. I think that's when we got it here in the States. But I was in what, third or fourth grade. Yeah, Toys R Us had sent out this VHS. This really corny VHS. You could find it on YouTube now. Of Pokemon. It was like a Pokemon explanation video for kids. And it was amazing. Am I living in America? Yes. Will I vote today? No. Okay, we talked about this earlier, but no, I'm not gonna fucking vote today. Like, everyone's arguing. Okay, look. Everyone is just arguing why one person is worse than the other without taking into account the fact that they're just both bad. So I'm like, and I had thought about it for a long time. Like I would sit there and I'm like, what if I were to vote, who would I vote for? I'll think about it, and ultimately I came to the conclusion. I'm like, they're both garbage. So there's no reason. Like, I'm not gonna support either of them because it's pointless to me. Um, so yeah, I mean, I'm purpose like I'm mindfully aware that I'm not doing anything to help, but I'm also not doing anything to hurt. So I'm just gonna sit back and see what the fuck happens. So somebody asked, am I gonna add all the new Pokemon from Sun and Moon? Yes. Quick answer, yes, I will. I'm gonna wait for the games to come out next week. I'm gonna play the shit out of them. I'm gonna grind through them, and then I'm gonna hop on here and we're gonna live stream and update the entire drawing. That's what's gonna happen. So the next month will be all Pokemon on this channel, just to let you know. More circles. How long will this stream be? I actually think I'm about to call it right now. I'm going to call it in maybe 10 to 15 minutes. I have to go do adult things. Have to go, like, whatever. Like, I have... Oh my god, so when you do conventions, a part of conventions that people don't talk about is the taxes. So especially when you travel to other... Like, here in California, what you do is you get your seller's permit, and then you make... they determine when you're going to make your payments, so you record how much you sell at the convention, and then you blah blah blah, you just pay your taxes, right? But when you go to other states, like Arizona, they have you go through this super convoluted online bullshit, whatever, and then they take your money, and then Texas does the same thing. So I'm going to spend like 2.5 hours today doing all that crap. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised, like, if either of them won, it wouldn't surprise me. Um, for a while, it was such a ridiculous notion to say that somebody like Trump would win. But now if he did, I would be like, yeah, that sounds about right. And don't get me wrong, I think they're just both terrible. So I'm not biased against one or the other. Don't yeah. Do I have a convention in Minnesota ever? I don't know if Minnesota has enough convention. Like, Because I'm in California. In order for me to fly to a convention, the convention has to be large enough to kind of warrant me investing that money. Does that make sense? So I mean, plane ticket, hotel, table charges, all that stuff. I can look in Minnesota. But as of right now, there's nothing planned for Minnesota. The farthest I've gone is Wichita, because they had a pretty big anime festival there. And I was also in Austin, Texas, Amarillo, and then everything on the West Coast I'll do. California, Nevada, Arizona, yeah, Washington. Yeah. All right, guys. So I'll take a few more questions or open a little bit of conversation, but I am pretty much going to head out after this. So Evan asks, you're obviously going to be an artist, right? Oh, well, this is already my full-time job. Like, this is what I do all the time, every day, all the time. Um, let's see. Well, yeah, well, Evan, the reason they asked that was probably because a lot of people who join in on my live stream are artists, student artists, some are professional. So, yeah, that question could be directed towards a lot of people, so that's probably why they're asking. But no, this is my full-time gig. It's fucking awesome. But yeah, Evan, you caught me on the tail end of the live stream. So I want to thank everybody for joining in. Remember, you could always see all the artwork that I do in between my live streams because I do post daily art on my Instagram and my Facebook. Links in the description. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe. We have some pretty crazy projects coming in the next 2 or 3 weeks. All right, guys, I'll stream tomorrow Oh, tomorrow will be the Patreon live stream. So join in for that. I'll see you guys. I want to be an artist to you inspire me. So yeah, Evan, subscribe. We're gonna be live streaming again tomorrow, so I'd love for you to join back in, and that goes for everybody else here too. Thanks everybody for joining, and I will see you tomorrow morning for the Patreon live stream. Peace.